Carmen Sandiego was dope. She traveled the world. Hello, everyone. Terrence here with Hollywood Already Did It. And if you haven't already, you can like, share, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know about it. All right, guys, we're here with episode 4 of Saved by the Bell Reboot. This one's called The Fabulous Birchwood Boys. So, this episode, we do have another hard-hitting episode. Something that I know we definitely have never tackled before on Saved by the Bell. And I love the fact that we are a TV-14, not locked up by NCC like regulations or whatnot. I love this show that we can talk about whatever the hell we want to and get right to it. So for this particular episode, there's another A and B story that we tackle. We'll start with the A story because that's where the show opens. It's musical theater. So we have all seen that Devonta is quite good at singing. He can do the singing part. The acting part, not so good. And so while rehearsing for the musical theater play, he and Lexi sort of have a disagreement about the desire or want or putting the effort or energy into the performance. And Lexi's like, "Hey, I can teach you. We can go through this together." And Devonta lashes out and says some really disparaging and some negative things that make Lexi kind of ball into herself and ball into a shell. And we kind of see her retreat for the first time in this entire series. She's usually been the lasher out. She's the tire, and Devonta doesn't really think too much of it. He goes and chats with his friends, which, by the way, if his friends are going to be anywhere else in the show, I'm all for it. They are hilarious. They provided a good caveat or a different opinion because these guys also got split off to a different school, but they didn't get sent to Bayside. They got sent to another well-to-do school with the white folks. That they are also learning to be different people about themselves. All that said, while he's having a conversation with them, they step away for a moment and sort of a carrot that was dangled before us. Lexi mentioned back in the day that she had a bio that was done about her called Becoming or something to that effect. And while searching through the channel, Devonta finds it, catches it, sees it, and we come to get a reveal that Lexi is a transgendered girl, which and shows how her first day back after transitioning is hard for her, and she's being looked at and demeaned and laughed, and her saving grace is both Mac and Jamie. Those are the two people who once she sees them, she feels good, and everything else sort of builds around this. This also explains why she's created this lash out, angry person to sort of shield herself from being hurt, protected. This hits Devonta hard. He's bawling, crying. It's a very emotional moment, a moment that, again, like last episode, we would not have gotten in any previous version of Saved by the Bell. Timeout. As a side note, I've done some lookup on the actress that plays Lexi, and she herself is a transgender person in real life. And because she is, and to get some of the voices of what this should feel like and what this person is, the writing room gave her writing credits and producing credits to kind of make sure that world and that representation is handled in a correct way. So kudos to the writing room. Well done. I appreciate that, and that sort of warms my heart. All right, so back to this. Devonta goes back to Lexi, and without actually telling her that he's seen the show, because I don't know, I think that would have made this feel disingenuous. It would have made her feel like it was a pity party. He sort of goes to embarrass himself, apologizes, and sort of embarrasses himself in front of the entire school by performing the acting that they were trying to do, and says that he will work with her. It's a great heartfelt moment, and something that I think, considering how different the world is and how mixed and how everybody is, it's good to see them get a melting pot. And I, for one, enjoy it. And Lexi was already my favorite character. She's now gone up tenfold because I, for one, Had no clue. The B story to this is that there is a school dance that has been taking place, and Daisy, being part of the president of uh, the committee, is trying to allocate funds. Now she's trying to do the party on the cheap because she wants to allocate the $10,000 that is used for this party on other things that are more important. Unfortunately, the money has to be spent on the dance, otherwise it's lost. So, as a person who has always skimped and not really had the money or the means to go out and shop, she's like, I don't know how to spend $10,000 on anything. How the hell would I do that? Enter Mac. Mac's like, oh, I got this. Let me help you out. And Mac takes Daisy under a wing and shows her the ways of being a spender. Almost too much because Daisy allows some of the power and the money of the the power and strength of being quote unquote rich or spending for a bit to go to her head. She does it in shopping and then she turns around and does it on her committee team that is actually helping her out. And she lashes out at them and they all walk off and leave. This all sort of starts uh, because Mac gets involved because he realized that Daisy is using the famous Birchwood Boys, which is the name of the episode, which is Ron Ron's principal Ron Ron's band to perform to keep costs down. So Daisy feels like an a-hole. The entire thing is trash. She tries to kind of keep up and create the dance on her own, but it looks like a hot mess. Uh, Mac steps in and helps her out. And this is one of the first episodes where you realize that while Mac is self-entitled, absorbed douche like his father, there is still a heart in there. It's deep, but it's in there, and he helps her out and creates and sets up the dance so that uh, everything is set up and she doesn't have to stress out or worry about it. While at the dance, she feels obligated. Mac is saying congratulations. He's about to bring out his neighbor, Post Malone, who he has acquired, maybe, to perform. But before he does, Daisy gets up and apologizes to all the people that she's done wrong, and allows for Ron and his band to come up and perform in its place. They only know Pina Colada, but you know that song slaps, and you let that go on repeat. It's gonna be some good dancing going on. So that's what happens there. There really isn't too much of an Aisha story in this, except for there's a funny beat that is happening throughout this, and I think it's just funny for anybody who's ever watched these high school shows for a while, like the Beverly Hills 90210 or the Melrose Place. There have always been the seniors are played by people who look like they're in their 30s or 40s. Well, the joke here goes on even further is that, and I don't really like to ruin jokes, but it's so good and it goes on, so it's better when you actually see it with the age that they're trying to get away with. But they place a lot of people in here who are severely older than the kids that are playing and saying that they're seniors in high school, and you're like, how? And if you get why they're doing it and what it works, it plays off and is pretty damn funny. But that is episode 4 of the Fabulous Birchwood Boys. Another poignant, heartfelt episode that I think a lot of people needed to see. And I'm interested to see now that we, the audience, is aware of that Lexi is a transgender girl. I'm interested to see if we see anyone else in the school interact with her or react with her differently from this point forward, or we can kind of see why they may or may not treat. I hope not. I do believe that that is an age group, and I believe that we're in a world now where that should be accepted, but who knows how real this show gets from this point on. But that's it for episode 4. What did you guys think about the show? Go ahead and leave your comments in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitter at Hollywood80i, or you can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. And I will be back later today with episode 5. Like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.